just entered Death Valley National Park. We have entered from the entrance just from Beatty, Nevada. It's sunny, dry, but pretty windy and about what, 68, 70 degrees?
Yep.
So it is, of course, very desolate out here in Death Valley. We saw a few burros right before we got into the park entrance.
Yep.
Very cute.
Death Valley first became a national monument in 1933. In 1994, President Bill Clinton signed the California Desert Protection Act, which established Death Valley as a national park. Death Valley is known for its extreme temperatures, diverse geology, and very unique natural features. It is the hottest place on Earth, the driest place in North America, and also the lowest point on either the North or South American continents.
We've been going down a long downhill.
Yep.
Into the valley. I'm guessing to, be down on the valley floor.
Now, we've never been on this road before. I don't think. This part of the...
Nope. Yeah, we've never been to this part of the park. It is such a rugged and mountainous park. Wow. Look at those mountains that are...
Yeah, they're taller than I thought they would be.
Yeah.
Corkscrew Peak, 5,800 something.
Yeah, that's off to the right, yeah. So Death Valley is the largest U.S. national park in the contiguous 48 United States. There's a few national parks in Alaska that are bigger from a square mileage perspective, but Death Valley is the largest one in the lower 48. So I'm not sure how good the camera is picking it up, but it's just a lot. It's kind of windy today, so there's a lot of dust blowing around straight ahead.
Do you have the zoom on?
I do. It's such just a vast expanse of remoteness. You can see for miles here.
Yes.
But yeah, the wind sure is kicking up a lot of dust.
The Mesquite Sand Dunes lay ahead. They are one of 5 sets of sand dunes located within the park and also the easiest to visit, since they are right off of Highway 190.
We have a lot of sand blowing across the roadway.
Yes. I think parts of this got flooded last year. Wow. You're going to get sandblasted in here.
Yeah, you are.
What's interesting also is the temperature in Beatty was 68 degrees, and just a few miles here into Death Valley, it's 86 degrees now.
86, wow. And we dropped a lot in elevation.
Yep.
But yeah, wow, that is a big
So
difference.
that's in less than, what, 35 minutes?
Yep. So here's the turnout for the sand dunes. These are the Mesquite Flat Sand Dunes at Death Valley National Park. According to the signage I was just reading, they sprawl 14 miles across the widest part of the valley. So that largest sand dune out in the center is supposed to be, I don't know, about a mile from here, I think it said. Now, if it wasn't so windy, I'd love to go climbing out on those sand dunes today, but unfortunately, I think it'd be sandblasted if I did. There's a very tall mountain range to the west of the sand dunes.
The wind is pretty nasty.
Pretty nasty and really gusting today,
Yes.
especially right through the center of the valley.
Right. Here comes another, looks like a wash that we're gonna go through, and the sand is very obvious, obviously, as you drive through it.
So we've left the sand dunes area, and now we are heading, I believe it's south, towards the Furnace Creek area of Death Valley. Now, Furnace Creek is where the hottest temperature on Earth was ever recorded at 134 degrees in July of 1913.
There is an interesting stop near the Furnace Creek area. Harmony Borax Works was a mining operation from 1883 to 1889. When in full operation, 40 men produced 3 tons of borax daily.
This would have been an extremely harsh environment back in the day for mining borax, with no air conditioning and out here in Death Valley in the middle of the summer. Wow.
The trick was getting the finished product to the railroad in Mojave, which was 165 miles away. The Harmony operation became famous with the use of large mule teams and double wagons. The 20 mule team image and brand is still used today and is a symbol of borax in the U.S. In 1974, the site was placed on the National Register of Historic Places. Our next stop was the Furnace Creek Visitor Center. The Visitor Center is a nice place to stop and talk to a park ranger. They also have a short film about the park and a lot of interesting exhibits.
That's the hotel, I think.
Yeah, there's a resort here. Can't remember what it's called, but all those palm trees are beautiful.
That is some dust flying there.
Yeah, a lot of dust flying through the valley. So this is the road to Badwater Basin, which is the lowest point in North America at I believe it's either, 262 feet or 282 feet below sea level. I don't quite remember which one. I'll put it on the screen.
Next service is 72 miles.
Are we good with gas?
Yes, we have a half tank of gas.
Okay, good. I think the winter months are a good time to visit Death Valley because it's not too hot.
It's still 86 degrees Fahrenheit.
Here's our next stop coming up. This is going to be Badwater Basin. It's a nice little parking area here, and you can walk out onto the salt flats.
Badwater Basin is the lowest point in North America at 282 feet below sea level. There is a spring at Badwater Basin, but due to the high salt content, the water is undrinkable. Badwater Basin was once an ancient lake that dried up as the climate in this part of North America became hotter and drier. The lake had no outlet, so as it dried up, concentrated salt deposits were left behind, along with calcite, gypsum, and borax. Periodically, the lake will reform with heavy rain, which did occur in both 2023 and 2024.
It has been so windy out here, it was actually hard to stand up a few times. It was gusting so hard. Okay, so it was so windy walking around on Badwater Basin that a couple times it literally almost knocked you over. The wind was so strong.
Yes. And the salt particles are flying everywhere, so you feel it on your face, your mouth.
I can actually taste salt on my lips right now. The road is basically the same color as the surrounding mountains and landscape. I think it was the summer of 2023 that the dry lake bed, what is now Death Valley, actually filled up with some water. I don't know how deep it was at the time, but they had a lot of flooding here in Death Valley to the point where I believe the park was closed for quite a while.
Yes.
And I've seen evidence as we've been driving where it literally looks like they have plowed sand and rock and debris off of the side of the road. So we're traveling south on Badwater Basin Road, still in Death Valley National Park. But we are going to start losing some daylight here in just a little bit as that sun is going to drop on the far side of the mountains. We're going to lose our sunshine. So we are getting close to heading out of the park. We're approaching the junction that will take us to the little town of Shoshone. So since we're running out of some daylight, I think we'll end the video here.
That was fun.
That was a lot of fun. It was really windy. I'm kind of sandblasted with salt and sand right now, but
Yes, but that's how nature is. You just don't know.
Yep. So, thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.